This evening on House and Home, BSB update us on their product activities for the month of February. IFC cooks up another tuna favorite, and Bill Neal has more great quality buys to share with us, available only at all Brian Bell stores. Good evening everyone, and glad to have you join us once again for another episode of House and Home. I hope you all had a good weekend regardless of the weather. It has been quite a bit of a change from one extreme to another. Regardless, I hope it hasn't disrupted your plans too much. Moving on, we join Dr. Ambi first up for the mental health segment. Here, she encourages to live in love. I'll see you shortly after this.
Good evening, Olgata. Nice blood through lo comeback lo this last segment, especially mental health. So you me can learn in plenty na stay mentally healthy. Well, viewers, this la evening me like come also one nice blood topic. Also live in love and accomplish bliss. One in something bliss is happiness. I want you to feel the really high happiness where you can prevent so many physical illness and mental health. Well, why na me come up with this topic, live in love and accomplish bliss. Recently, I visited the Mount Hagen Heart Foundation or making some tripla fundraising to prevent heart diseases. So I take this opportunity to say hello to Dr. Kaupa, na Regina, na all get a Heart Foundation, all good pla big pla man, and I really wanted to appreciate that your effort to prevent heart diseases. I'm sure the Highlands region will support you to accomplish this your very well thought of to prevent heart diseases. Well, in that area, when I went around to be with them, we talked about live in love and accomplish bliss, because that's one way to prevent heart diseases. Well, what is living in love? Is basically living in love is God. So if you have a truth and the light in your life, you are perfect. You're going to be stay healthy, even in finances or bodily or in every form. Even though you go through hard time, you will stay healthy. So where does this love, the love actually unfold on the first place when you were born and the mama blow you, and look, I blow you, and through love and come up on the lap of the mother. And this love and by transmitting golo from the mother to the child, and child will give it to the father, brother, sister and friends, and that's how we are going to nurture the love. So when we are talking about prevention of heart disease or prevention of any physical illnesses, love is very important, because overall there is spiritual involvement, there is physical, and there is mental. There are three things in our life. We must make sure that everything is rationed right. Now, love should not be like rationed or on the basis of a racist or creed or any status or intellectual attainment of the recipient. You know, not look, give him love, you shouldn't be scale him or same this like kind. It must flow through naturally from you, and then by God free, all get a man, regardless one kind consequences, all man by helping you or give him love, you know, not look, something come up, lo Papa God free, now you must show him this love. Suppose you stop this love, important through, because when you educated, what are we going to get? When we educated, the character is going to be molded. That is the precious gift. And also we must have a self-realization, and you must think him also that self-realization, you know, also education tasol and tripla work spiritual too. So also life blow you me and precious. Now, what are you clinging on? If you cling on to ungodly things like only worldly object alone, you know, nap come up karamapim good plak yeah. Also, now suppose you hold on to the garment of God, and by you everything will be nurtured right in case of like also worldly things or financial or spiritual or physical or mental. All get us something Papa God by giving you straight law hand blow you straight. So spiritual side important through education. You have to nurture your thoughts without any evilness in it, and character, and all these things, and what you speak, all these things come in the form of spirituality. So hold on to the garments of God. On the other hand, mental health is very, very important. So in order to be happy, when you say bliss, accomplished bliss, the mansion of bliss or mansion of happiness, it is coming from your mind. It's a mindset, how your attitude, how you change negative to positive. So the higher function of the mind is like your thoughts, your perceptions, emotion, thinking blow you, action blow you, oh, there is something fine line blow you, and we come up on top law mental health. So important through law, in order to safeguard you from heart diseases, you have to stay mentally healthy. Depression and some of the minor mental health issues can cause heart diseases, heart attack, increases the cholesterol, increases the blood pressure, blood sugar, even cancer. All this kind can come up if you don't stay mentally healthy. The same way, if you stay in a physical conditions are there, it can also cause mental health problem. So spiritual side, mental health side, physical side, important 3+ side, must walk one time lo straight lo thinking lo you to bring him self awareness, so that you can have some steps in your life how to stay mentally and physically healthy, especially heart attack na narapla kind blow heart problems, and you must rouse him hurry up straight. So it is important, whatever the age group, you must come up with how to stay healthy, because we want to prevent heart diseases. It's one of those leading causes of many people are dying suddenly because of the stress. So you need to find out what is the stress, how you must find out how to cause, what are the causes which is causing you stress, you must straighten it up. So how do you stay healthy? Number 1 point, eat nutritious breakfast. You sleep good through morning straight, you must refill him life blow you good through lo good breakfast, or some Coca-Cola na or some kind sugar drinks or this kind or in one kind drinky and got plenty sugar, me talk or same, you must go look lo more good plus straight lo kiss him good fruits na cereals na grains na about good lo body blow you. So eat variety of food. Number 2, time you kai can kai only lamb flap or some plenty cholesterol na about, because got big effect and by come mind na body na heart na all geta. Now you must get vitamins, minerals, full grain, fiber. Number 3, at least 30 minutes exercise important through to fast moving exercise. Narapla 4 points, participate in what you enjoy in your life. You must keep on enjoying that activities every day. Choose your healthy snacks. In between you are hungry, have like apple or orange or one good healthy cheese or celery or kind or some fat kai straight. Narapla plenty drink water, at least 8 glasses of water. Narapla point also include others in your activity. You yet nasem one time all good pla man, also man all bagarapim you by good pla man straight. Well, in Narapla point you might think him or simply have fun what you are interested in, because your body will say thank you to you when you make yourself happy. Good sleep important good through. Now also reduce alcohol. Good blood through law. Brain blow you, na body blow you, alcohol. Now drugs, say no to drugs. Okay, so these are very important and for you to stay healthy and prevent your heart diseases. I want to say before I complete something, I know that every one of you watch the watch every day per 100 times. I want you to go home, because I read one Saint Baba in his book, watch, W-A-T-C-H. W is tells you to watch your word, A wants you to watch your action, and T indicates you to your careful about your thoughts. C advises you to watch your character, and also H declares to watch your heart. Okay, and a good blood through time you look lo time now look lo watch, thinking this kind you can stay healthy and look after your heart and body and mind. And stop one time Papa God now and by guiding you good through law, good health in your life. Until next segment, me like him all gatal lo thinking good through na changing lifestyle blow you. And this lata solo apinun lo disila. Na next segment me like o sem kamantem good bla message. Until then, take care. And bye bye now.
Thank you for that, Dr. Ambi. It's a pleasure having you on the show once again. In this day and age, changes affect many in many different ways. Some tend to handle things better than others, while some need all the love and support they can get from loved ones to get through some emotional or some very troubling times they may be experiencing. After the break, we join Rosemary of BSB for their BSB update for the month of February. See you soon.
BSP is expanding the largest branch network in the South Pacific with new containerized branches. New ideas, new technology, new service. Where it's needed, we go where the other banks don't. Wow. To the most remote regions in PNG and the South Pacific on a mission to bring banking to the people. BSP's containerized branches. BSP, it's how we bank.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to BSP's House and Home segment this evening. Last month, we featured our personal loan product to assist parents prepare their children for the school year. Tonight, we have with us Richard from our products management team to give us an insight on another BSP's loan package called the Secured Savings Loan product. Good evening, Richard, and thank you for joining us this evening. Now, tell us, what is a secured savings loan and how is it different from the personal loan product?
Good evening. The Savings Secured Loan Account is a loan that allows customers to borrow against the accumulative savings. An SSL uses your personal savings in your account as a collateral to take a loan. Instead of spending that savings on a purchase, you can maintain your savings and earn high interest while you pay off your loan. The SSL has flexible repayments. Put simply, SSL is a secured loan with a minimum deposit of 500 kina. The lending ratio is 1:2, and the difference to the personal loan is that there are two components of the loan. One, a savings account, and secondly, a loan account. Thus, two standing orders will be in effect on the primary account. While you're paying off your loan, reducing your outstanding loan balance, the savings component is slowly increasing. Interest is also earned on the savings component of the loan.
Now, in terms of eligibility requirements, does it have the same requirement as the personal loan product?
The SSL allows a customer, BSP customer, with a regular or stable source of income, to use his or her accumulated savings in the BSP Kundu account or Plus Saver account to apply for this loan. This could be either an individual that is self-employed or earning a regular wage or salary. There must be evidence of savings pattern over a 3-month period. BSP account holders must have a minimum balance of 500 kina accumulated savings on the Kundu or savings account, Plus Saver. Non-BSP saving customers who have savings in either a bank or financial institution are also eligible to obtain an SSL. They also must show a minimum of 3-month saving pattern. For eligible customers, your available savings will be used as a collateral to the loan. As a requirement, your available savings must be transferred into a BSP Kundu account for the purpose of the loan. The savings will be held as a collateral for the loan. Interest is calculated and paid to your savings account. A ratio of 1:2 of the save amount will apply to the calculation of the loan amount. For example, if you deposit 1,000 kina, you may borrow 2,000 kina.
Now, what are the standard features and additional features that a customer should know about SSL?
An SSL has 48 hours approval and funds disbursement. The minimum loan term is 1 year, and the maximum loan term is 5 years. Minimum savings of 500 kina, and the minimum loan of 1,000 kina. Maximum savings of 10,000, and the maximum loan is 20,000 kina. It has fixed repayments, flat interest of 14% per annum, and interest payable of 3% per annum. Minimum cash collateral of 500 kina required.
Thank you, Richard. And there you go, viewers. This is another quick cash solution from BSP. Now, apart from the products and services BSP offers to its customers, we extend our support to our communities around the country where our branches operate in through this great community project initiative coordinated by our branches nationwide. Now, 2014 will see a total of 37 community projects carried out, and this month, in February, 8 projects have been approved to kickstart. Now, these projects include the Popondetta branch, where they will construct a new basketball court at the Popondetta Primary School. In Lihir, they will renovate the basketball court at the Lihir Secondary School. In Tari, in the Southern Highlands Province, they will renovate the basketball court at Kuluanda Primary School. And in Kainantu, they will construct a new basketball and volleyball in the Kainantu town area. Over in Kavieng, they will renovate the Kavieng town basketball court. Now in Bulolo, in the Morobe Province, they will renovate the volleyball and the basketball court at the Sambio Primary School. In Mandi, they will also renovate the basketball court at Mandi School of Nursing. And in Kimbe, they will also renovate the basketball court and the grandstand at the Hoskins Secondary School. Now you will realize that most of these community projects mentioned are sports-oriented. SBSP is the official sponsor to the 2015 Pacific Games. We are encouraging more sports participation in various communities in lead up to the Pacific Games by renovating or constructing new sporting facilities and also donating sporting equipment. Now, speaking of Pacific Games, the official mascot for the 2015 Pacific Games was launched at the winning school, Tubuserea Primary School in the Central Province last week. The game's official mascot is Tura the Kokomo, and the winning entry was sent in by a student called Taka Segore, who is also from Tubuserea village. There you have it. Tura the Kokomo is now the 2015 Pacific Games official mascot. The 4 runner-up of the mascot competition was from the Port Moresby International School, Holy Trinity Demonstration School in Mount Hagen, Daegu SDA School in Madang, and the Sekunkun Primary School in Lihir Island. Still on sports, this month, BSP supported in kind the Oro Football Club taking part in the Telecom National Soccer League. In snooker, the Lamana Cup competition, which started last weekend, received a 10,000 kina sponsorship and merchandise towards the referees officiating. Now, as part of BSP's Go Green campaign to promote and educate on the importance of conservation and sustainability of our unique PNG flora and fauna, BSP has partnered with the Port Moresby Nature Park as silver sponsor with 35,000 kina to assist the new development of the park. The support was warmly welcomed by the General Manager, Michelle McGeorge, saying that with Port Moresby playing host to the 2015 Pacific Games, it is also a perfect way to introduce our visitors to the country's rich flora and fauna to the #1 tourist destination in Port Moresby. Well, viewers, that concludes our segment this evening. Thank you for joining us. See you next month. Until then, good night.
BSP is expanding the largest branch network in the South Pacific with new containerized branches. New ideas, new technology, new service. Where it's needed, we go where the other banks don't. To the most remote regions in PNG and the South Pacific, on a mission to bring banking to the people. BSP's containerized branches. BSP, it's how we bank.
Thank you, Rosemary, and thank you, BSP. Now that is a great loan product that BSP has on offer, and it's also available to non-BSP customers. If you'd like to view this particular segment once again, you can log on to our website www.mtv.com.pg and click on House and Home to access this particular episode and view this particular BSP segment. Or for further information on the personal loan product they've just introduced, contact any of your BSP branches in your region and they'd be more than happy to talk you through the process or help you understand the product a bit more. Speaking of banking, how many of you out there are making an effort to save, even if it's just 10 kina a fortnight? Understanding the price of goods and services has risen over the years, but if you try to manage to live within your means and make the necessary sacrifices, you may just very well surprise yourself in being able to spare a very small portion of your pay packet to save. Not only will that come in handy on rainy days, but you may very well find that you have enough to enjoy a holiday at the end of the year with either your friends or your family. Coming up next, Besta Mum Miriam makes a tasty meal, Besta Cheesy Tuna, so stay watching.
It's the tastiest tuna in a can. It's the new Besta Tuna Chunks in 185 grams. Packed with 100% premium white meat goodness. The finest export quality tuna is now available nationwide in oil and brine. Besta Tuna Chunks and Bestia, proudly PNG made.
Good evening everyone, and welcome once again to another Cooking with Besta. Our tonight's recipe is Besta Cheesy Tuna. In front of me we have 1 tablespoon capers, 1 teaspoon black pepper, half a teaspoon salt, 1 finely chopped onions, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, half a cup Kalamata olives, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 8 slices of bread, and we have 8 slices of cheese, 3 ripe tomatoes sliced, and our main ingredient, Besta Tuna Chunks in oil and brine, both in 185 grams. Okay viewers, to begin our recipe, we'll start with adding our capers. Our onions, mayonnaise, our Kalamata olives, tablespoon of freshly juiced lemon. We add all our ingredients together and mix well so the ingredients are incorporated. We then add our main ingredient, Besta canned tuna. We stir all the ingredients together. You know, Besta canned tuna is a good source of omega-3. Now our mixture is ready. I already prepared our bread on the baking tray. So now we add our tuna mixture. Top it up with a sliced tomato. And then we add in our cheese. Don't forget to put pinch of black pepper to taste, and also salt. Okay viewers, our Besta Cheesy Tuna is now ready to be grilled in the oven for about 5 minutes. Okay viewers, our Besta Cheesy Tuna is now ready to be removed from the grill. Okay viewers, you can have this Besta Cheesy Tuna with a salad, or a snack during lunchtime. Here you have it, Besta Cheesy Tuna. Thank you for viewing and hope we meet again next week, same time, on House and Home Cooking with Besta. It's better, it's Besta, pride of PNG.
It's the tastiest tuna in a can. It's the new Besta Tuna Chunks in 185 grams. Packed with 100% premium white meat goodness. The finest export quality tuna is now available nationwide in oil and brine. Besta Tuna Chunks and Bestia, proudly PNG made.
Now I had some of that, and not only is that delicious, but it's a creative way to enjoy tuna. Last week I spoke about the goodness and importance of fish and to include that in your diet as often as you can. If you missed that, check out our website for last week's episode. If you're someone who enjoys cooking and don't have much of a collection of recipes, I encourage you to start up a recipe scrapbook where you put together all your favorite recipes. You can do up more than one at a time and label them so it's easy for you to find a particular recipe. You can put your favorite chicken recipes in one scrapbook, beef recipes in another, fish in another of its own, and your favorite desserts in another. Now where can you collect recipes? Well, you can start with the ones right here on House and Home, for instance our Besta recipes and our Zeneg recipes. Those of you who have access to the internet, you can always get some great recipe pages from there. Those without, keep a lookout in magazines and newspapers you may be reading. If the magazine or newspaper is yours, you can cut them out and paste them in your scrapbook. If they're not yours, you can always ask permission, or better still, just photocopy. Or it's not a bad idea to give your handwriting some practice and copy onto a notebook. Years ago, I used to have this little notebook that I carried around, and if I borrowed someone else's magazine to read and I spotted a recipe I liked, I would copy that and write up all the ingredients and method into my little notebook. It became my little treasures of my most favorite recipes. Also, if you can afford to, go and purchase a recipe book in the shops. But creating a scrapbook is a little more enjoyable, and you get to select recipes you only want and are happy to try out at home. Now coming up after the break, Bill Neal introduces you to Ratsack. See you in a moment.
Hey, hey, Mr. B.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another Brian Bell segment on House and Home. I'm your host for the evening, Bill Neal. There are so many insects that annoy you when you are trying to live a peaceful life at home. Mosquitoes buzzing in your ears, moths randomly bumping into your face as you walk past the light bulb, cockroaches scurrying on the kitchen floor, and nowadays the new and improved cockroaches are flying. That's just insects. What about rodents? Those big ugly rats somehow have the blueprints to your house and know every corner of it better than you do. You can't catch them because they're fast and elusive, and when you do have them cornered, you're scared to do anything because they're big, scary looking, and let's face it, who wants to touch a rat anyway? Tonight, I introduce you to Ratsack, the perfect rat bait to lure your furry little foe when he's ransacking your kitchen for food. Rats traditionally get a bad rap due to a few main reasons. History tells us that the Black Plague, one of the most devastating pandemics in human history, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 75 to a whopping 200 million people, peaking in Europe many years ago. Now, whether it's true or not, rats were blamed for helping spread this disease. Yes, rats spread disease, and it is because of this reason that since the Black Plague till now, civilization has been trying to rid their homes of these dreaded creatures. Who wants an unwanted guest in their home spreading disease? I certainly don't. So without further ado, let me explain how Ratsack works so that you can see for yourself why it's a better, safer, and more effective option for getting rid of rats. Introducing the Ratsack Professional Range for fast-acting and effective control of rat and mice populations in and around agricultural, industrial, commercial, domestic, and public service buildings. Ratsack Professional Pellets and all-weather wax blocks are an anticoagulant bait containing Brodiophycum, which kill rats and mice in a single feeding. The unique formula is particularly effective for hard-to-control rat populations. Ratsack Professional Pellets and Wax Blocks are ready to use, single-feed lethal dose product for the control of rats and mice in and around agricultural, industrial, commercial and domestic buildings. The blocks can be used both inside and outside. The formulation allows baiting in damp areas as well as dry locations. Now you know what they do. I'll tell you a tip to bait rats. The most effective way to keep a facility rodent-free is to stop rats and mice before they enter a building. A baiting program set up along the exterior perimeter of buildings acts as a first line of defense against evading rodents. Rat scent containers come in different sizes to suit your needs. Its features are fast-acting, single feed lethal dose, controlled species resistant to warfarin. Warfarin has been used since 1948 as a pesticide to kill rats. Contains a bittering agent which makes it taste and smell extremely bitter so that young children are not likely to inhale or eat the rat poison. This brings me to my next point. One of the downsides in the past of using other rat poison around the house was that little children could mistake it for lollies, chocolate, or in their inquisitive nature consume the rat bait. This is obviously not what you want. Rat sack containers are accompanied with bait stations. This dispenser, or station as they call it, makes it safe and keeps it away from inquisitive children, and it attracts the rats. As I said, rat sack sets a perimeter around the house that discourages rodents. You can also set up rat sack inside the house in areas where rats frequent. Here is how you use these pellets. Do not exceed 3 meters between bait stations for mice, or 9 meters for rats. Do not place bait stations in the open. Do not apply bait to crops. Set out bait in places frequented by mice and rats, but no more than 2 meters from buildings. For rats, place 50 to 100 grams of pellets per station. 4 to 6 grams will kill a rat. Place these stations in 1 or 2 locations at intervals of 5 to 9 meters apart in infested areas. For mice, place 50 grams of pellets per station. Less than 1 gram will kill a mouse, in several locations at intervals of 2 to 3 meters apart in infested areas. Precaution: you should keep away from food utensils, or places where food is prepared or stored. It is poisonous if swallowed. Do not touch the bait. Use scoop or a measure. Do not inhale the dust, and if it does touch your skin after baiting, wash thoroughly with soap and water. Baiting strategy for effective control. 1. Remove as far as practical all alternative food sources. 2. Place pellets in bait stations under cover, along walls or rafters, in dark sheltered spots where there are signs of rodent activity. Signs of rodent activity: in drains, suspended bait stations from manholes by wire, or placed in such a manner so that bait will not be washed into water supplies. 4. Record the number and location of placements for later replenishment and or for removal. Number 5. You have to inspect these traps daily, replacing eaten bait and increasing the number of placements if it is eaten quickly, because most rodents' deaths occur 4 to 7 days after consumption of this bait, but it is necessary to continue the baiting process for at least 2 weeks longer until no more of the bait is taken. Look for dead rats and mice. Burn or bury them. Do not place them in rubbish bins. 6. Once effective control has been achieved, remove the bait stations. Storage and disposal. Store in the closed original container in a cool, well-ventilated area. Do not store for prolonged periods in direct sunlight. The wax blocks are very similar in the way they are used, except for a few minor adjustments in dosage rates and the distance from buildings. All the directions can be found on the back of the rat sack containers, so it's easy to administer and get rid of the sinister. Rat sack. Sack those rats like they do the quarterbacks. Touchdown at your nearest Brian Bell home centers, because great products, great prices. That is Brian Bell. See you all next week. Good night.
Best price, best quality, guaranteed at Brian Bell.
Right on, Mr. B.
Yes, those rats can be real pests, and not to mention cause havoc in the household. If you have a real rat problem and you don't have cats or can't have cats in your home, then it's best you pop on over to your nearest Brian Bell store and get some of that rat sack. And I tell you what, some of those rats can get quite big. Also, avoid attracting these critters into your home as much as possible. Try not to leave food out or in places they can easily access. Swap your plastic containers for something stronger if you need to leave food items out in sealed containers. Those down things have unbelievably strong, sharp teeth that they can chew through almost anything. Make sure that your food containers are airtight. That way it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to locate smells. More on House and Home in a moment, so stay with us. Welcome back. Last month we brought you a feature story on Anne's pottery. That drew quite a fair bit of attention, therefore by popular demand we feature the story once again. Here's our House and Home feature story on Anne's pottery.
Pottery is a ceramic material which makes up pottery wares, of which major types include earthenware, stoneware and porcelain. The place where such wares are made is also called a pottery, or potteries in plural. Pottery also refers to the art or craft of a potter or the manufacture of pottery. Pottery is also made by forming a clay body into objects of a required shape and heating them to high temperatures in a kiln, which removes all the water from the clay, which includes reactions that lead to permanent changes, including increasing their strength and hardening and setting their shape. In this segment, we will look at the process of making these beautiful pieces from clay to a final product. Here at Anne's Pottery in Port Moresby, we've shared in the journey of a piece of clay being turned into a beautiful and very useful work of art. Anne's Pottery is located within the Cheshire Homes premises in Ahola, Port Moresby, and as far as we know, the only pottery in town. Pottery is a traditional art form and its uses vary from different storage to cooking needs traditionally. As an art form in this day and age, all of the products that Annie's Pottery churns out are a particularly beautiful representation of modern and traditional art as we know it. The little shop and the workshop are quite small, but the amount of beautiful pieces that have been created in this space by Jimmy with the help of Annie and Angie are countless. These pots, mugs and other clay storage and decorative pieces can be used at home, are ideal for gifts and are intriguing just to gaze upon. This is Jimmy, the potter here at Anne's Pottery, and if you have the privilege of owning any of the pottery from Annie's, you will find Jimmy's signature on the underside of the item. Jimmy makes every single item that is made at Annie's Pottery. Jimmy has been a potter since he was 19 years old and has been making pottery for Annie's Pottery for 13 years now. Jimmy is assisted by Annie and Angie, who helped in the preparation of the items from start to finish. The clay used here at Annie's Pottery is imported in 10 kilogram bags. The first step in the process is weighing the clay. Each piece of clay used for different items, whether it be mugs, vases or utensil holders, has a specific weight. For example, the clay that is used to make a mug weighs 3 kilos. After the clay is portioned and weighed, Jimmy takes it to the potter's wheel, adds some water and starts shaping the clay into the desired item. As Jimmy is working through these steps to make an item, Annie will explain the processes.
These are all the steps to make the cup. And he does that to take all the air bubbles out of it. Because if you have air bubbles in there and you fire something, it'll just explode. And then it'll spoil everything else. See, that's my job. When they're small sized like that, then I do that for him. So now he's making a cup.
How much did the clay block cup have?
400 grams.
400 grams.
Okay. So all our cups are that's our regular size. This size that you see, it's all 400 grams. And if people ask for smaller ones, bigger ones, then we adjust the weight. Yes.
Okay.
It's just 400 grams, just enough to make the cup and gives him enough to work with. Otherwise, if it's too thin, then it's no good.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't take long to make a cup.
Yeah.
See? So he can probably make 100 cups in a day if he was just making cups alone. Just to that stage though, and then because you have to wait for them to dry. Yeah.
Wow, takes a lot of patience.
That's it. That's for the cup. So the next stage would be from there he would go to, but he's already trimmed them. He's already tidied them up, so we won't worry about that. He'll just go put the handle and put the design. Someone ordered a gecko mug with their name.
Okay.
So he's going to do the gecko with the name. So you will find that not two pieces are exactly the same.
Yeah.
There'll always be a little difference.
Yeah.
Maybe in height or in the design or in the writing, because it's all done by hand.
The same design materials.
making for the legs and the body is already there. That's it. So that's your gecko mug. So you come and put your order, and we require a 50% deposit. Okay, so Jimmy's he's just done the glazing, but he's gone and put the color, like a solid color over the mug, and now he's cleaning off the bird. So the bird is becomes raw. There's no more glaze on the bird, and then he can, with that, he can go and put the 2 different colors on the bird, so they stand out against the background. Yeah. And then they will stay for the weekend, because if you open them while it's hot, when the cold air rushes in, it'll crack. He'll use those cones. That's the way he sets them up. Okay, and then he's going to put it, set it up like that in this space here, because in the door of the kiln there is a hole there. He'll take that out and he'll look in and see. He can't open it while it's firing.
Yes.
So he has to open that little window and have a look and see. And when they start to bend, which one bends first? The white one?
The cone 9.
Cone 9, which is?
That's cone 9 and that's cone 10.
Okay, so cone 9
is white and 10 is pink.
When they start to bend, that'll tell him that it's ready.
Almost ready.
Yeah, almost ready. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then when the pink one, or number 10, starts to bend, then that means it's ready.
And there you have it. We have covered this process over a period of 2 weeks, from weighing and kneading to cooling and removing the finished items. The process of making a beautiful item such as these is quite lengthy and requires a lot of patience, but you have to admit, with an outcome like this, it's absolutely worth it.
They do make wonderful gifts, and if you're one that prides on unique collectibles or use of items in your home, then you definitely need to pay a visit to Anne's Pottery. As mentioned, Anne's Pottery is located within the premises of the Cheshire Homes around the back. They're open mainly during the week, so if you can make time during your busy schedules during the week, it'll be worth the visit. We'll be back with more on House and Home in a moment. Welcome back. Well, we've pretty much come to the end of our show for this evening. Next week on House and Home, into the first week of the month of March, coming closer to Easter, Chef Barry is back in our House and Home kitchen to cook up some Zinag chicken, sticky honey and lime. Pims are back with more on education options. Origin Gas will continue with their 8-block safety campaign with lifting your gas cylinder safely. We continue with more cooking with Besta, making Besta tuna avocado. And Bill Neal has more great quality buys to share, available only at Brian Bell. Now, I asked a question earlier on in the show with the understanding that finance may be quite a strain on some at the moment. How many of you have at least made an effort to attempt to start saving? Again, it doesn't mean sacrificing a large chunk of your income. Here's something you can start with your children to get them to learn the discipline of saving. It's called a 52-week savings challenge, and I thought it's a fantastic idea worth sharing. We have a total of 52 weeks in a year. Every start of each week, you and your child put the equivalent amount of that week you're in into a piggy bank or into a form of savings that you're not to touch. For example, week 1, you put aside 1 kina. In week 2, you put aside or into your piggy bank 2 kina. By then, you have 3 kina in your savings. In week 3, you put in 3 kina, and week 4, 4 kina, etc. Slowly, you will see your savings grow until the end of the year. At week 52, where you would then put in 52 kina into your savings, you would then have saved a total of 1,378 kina. Not a bad amount for your child to save up for a whole year. Again, it all depends on you and how much you're willing or how much you're able to put aside either each week or each fortnight. Now, that 52-week challenge isn't too late to start. This week, we're in week 9 of the year, so if you can part with 45 kina this week, throw that in the piggy bank and leave it alone. Come next week, you just add 10 kina to that, which will take your total to 55 kina. Now, this is where I leave you. Remember to think healthy and live healthy and get into the routine of savings that is best suited for you. Until next week, from the House and Home crew and myself, it's good night.